I learned to hide. Elton John is one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
He's been in recovery forever, it feels like. And God knows, he said to me when I came out, he went, how did I miss that? My sister's smart, sings her ass off. And she looked at me very kindly and she said, I know. And I've known for some time. So I looked at her and I said to her, I should go to rehab, right? She went, I think so. I was there the next day.
Hi guys, welcome back to On The Mend. This is the podcast where we look back at life's toughest moments to figure out how to move forward. Yes, good, right?
Love it.
Love that, I love that. Today, I can't really explain how stoked I am to have this guest on. I mean, she's been a soundtrack to our lives for over 6 decades. I'm honoured, very honoured she's chosen to come on and talk about it with us. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lulu. But just before we started rolling, we were kind of chatting that there's 2 people in you.
Two characters, I play 2 characters.
You play 2 characters.
They're very close to my heart.
Can you explain that for us?
Well, I started to write this book, say 18 months ago. It's been something that's been germinating for years that I should maybe eventually write my story if I live to a ripe old age. And I'm now 77. So I started to really look. I had a lot of help too.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done quite a lot of therapy. I need to go back into therapy seriously. I did it for the book. The book threw me back into therapy. It traumatized me so much.
I bet.
What I've understood at this point, you think you've just understood that in your 70s? I was Marie and I was Scottish.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm Lulu and I'm Marie.
Right.
Those are my 2 characters. I mean, to be fair, we have to wear different hats for different things in life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even when you go and take the kids to school, talk to the other parents at the gate, or you have to speak to the teacher or the headmistress, or if you're a person who has to go, or any of us go and be interviewed for a job, audition, whatever, you put your certain hat on. But the first hat I wore, and the character that I know is very much a part of me, is Marie. Now, when I was 15, I had to change to Lulu.
Yeah.
Marie, on the other hand, who I had to change from, was happy, but she was scrappy.
Right.
Sometimes angry, bluesy, different from Marie. And I was told, first of all, I had to change. If we think about it, I had my first hit record at 15, and my manager wanted to think of a cute name, something that would be memorable.
Yeah.
So Lulu came up. And Lulu, I think it's got a very good explanation. I can't remember what it is, but it's sort of like, I think it's remarkable to use the word Lulu, and you can use it about a party.
Yeah.
You can use it about a dinner. You can use it about something. But my manager, when I was 15, said I was a real Lulu of a kid. But what I had to do is to change from Marie, the name changed to Lulu, and I said, fine. But I had to change everything. I had to change from happy, scrappy, angry sometimes, feisty, bluesy, to a pop princess who was squeaky clean. When I brought her along, people liked her, Lulu.
Right.
So I liked the love I was getting, or the adulation, or the praise, or the success. Hello.
Yeah.
So but the trouble was, as one goes through life, and you're a very simple child who's, not stupid, but simple, uneducated. I had to I was that one character, and eventually it rubbed against me and it became a problem.
Yeah.
And it was hard to address it and but I wouldn't get off because I love my work.
Yeah.
I live to make music and see my grandchildren. So that was one of the problems in my life later on that I fought against dealing with. But that would help. That would encourage you to have a drink, because if you're pushing all the natural, and that's kind of, I think, I learned to, when I came into recovery, because I haven't had a drink now since November the 3rd, that's my birthday, 2013. But it took me that long.
Wow.
It took me that long. And I actually could control it. in the family, they would like, how come she doesn't have this thing?
Yeah,
Because it is, I learned when I went into fellowship,
Yeah.
The AA fellowship, and went into recovery, I learned that it's an illness.
Yeah.
And I was so relieved because I thought I was a bad person.
Yeah.
So I had all this confused shit in my head about who I should be.
Yeah.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. And I started to understand this is an illness and you can change it. And I mentioned before I'm a meditator. Well, meditation, the key, meditation, what it does is it helps you overcome a lot of issues in your life, gets you to see things real.
Yeah.
So I struggled with the fact that I've had a guru for 45 years and I've meditated. I've traveled to India. I've toured with her. And I follow an Eastern path, a spiritual path. But there was these characters in me that was because people wouldn't like me if they really knew who I was.
Yeah. I mean, I resonate so much with that, and I think it's really important for people to hear that this is an illness.
It's an illness.
Lots of people don't really, I still get people coming back to me about that sometimes. They're like, well, you do it. I'm like, well, maybe I'd choose the first one, but what happens after that is out of my control. Do you know what I mean? Like
the drinking.
Really, yeah, the drinking.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's hard to tell somebody who's still drinking and not happy.
Yeah.
That, not easy to tell somebody to do something. But
absolutely, yeah.
One drink and that's the end.
Yeah.
Because you have to have another and then you have to another and then there's another bottle comes out.
Yeah.
But basically it was to push down all the things that I was afraid to address and afraid to be who I really was. And that's what I love about young people today. I fucking love young people today.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Because I can see how much freer, they're not sorted, but they're just different to what I was back then.
Absolutely. They're free to express themselves much more.
It was a different time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You couldn't say, well, I've actually got anxiety. I didn't even know I had anxiety.
Yeah.
I thought.
Keep calm, carry on.
Yeah, I just thought that was how it was. That's how you had to be.
Don't air your dirty laundry. All these things that we get taught are fucking unhelpful. Do you know what I mean? And we get taught and we kind of embed them in. And actually, it's the opposite to most of those things, to be free. When do you think was the first moment you realised, you recognised that alcohol kind of had a hold on you?
I don't know if I noticed that I don't know if I could tell you exactly when. But, my father's an alcoholic.
Right.
Was never given that name. And of course, when you're in the fellowship, when you're in the AA fellowship, you do not make statements like he's or she's an alcoholic. It's only the person, because that doesn't help. It's basically it doesn't help to be judging and making statements about other people. So I don't know if I can tell you exactly when, but of course, the fact that my mother and father had this violent relationship, literally fists, with each other. And daily. And I'd be in the middle of it from very early. I was aware. I was aware.
You knew what that was.
And you know what? I think I had so much shame when I did realize, and it was probably in my 40s and 50s, I really was like, oh God, I am like my father, and I never wanted to be. Although I love my father. I love my father. I love both my parents. They had a very tough, coming through the war. And they had nothing. And they had no mentors. And they had no education. So there's where I learned to be. I learned to be a carer, a fixer, entertain and, move things along, change the energy in the room. Could judge. Because if you're an alcoholic, I think I might be able to generalize about this. You can preempt the temperature of the room.
Absolutely.
As you walk through the door. You look at a person, you go, oh, this one's not going to be easy. Oh God, I'm going to go to the other end of the room. You you make judgments, actually. You're not always right. But you're I'm hyper vigilant.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this season. If you want even more from On The Mend, hit follow wherever you get your podcasts. Right, back to the action.
So I knew I had to be mindful.
Yeah.
And I controlled it.
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
I could.
Right.
But this is the problem with the illness. The illness accelerates as you get older.
Yeah.
And you lose control.
Yeah.
And I would be, I think, 40s, 50s, 60s, it started to get obviously worse.
Yeah.
But I hid it.
Yeah.
So much so that when the day I was going to rehab, I was at the airport, and I thought, oh God, I haven't called my son. I only have one son.
Yeah.
And he's a mensch. I mean, he's amazing. I called him. I said, oh, Jordan, I've just called you. I'm going on the plane. I'm going to America. He said, Mum, were you going to America? Why didn't you going away? I'm going to rehab. What? What for?
Mate.
I said, I'm an alcoholic. No, wait a minute. He was shocked.
Yeah.
And we're close.
Yeah. So
Look,
you hit that
Elton
so
John
well.
is one of my closest friends.
Yeah.
He's been in recovery forever, it feels like.
Yeah.
And God knows, he said to me when I came out, he went, how did I miss that?
Oh my God, yeah.
I just wouldn't get drunk in front of people.
Yeah.
I learned to hide because when my father and mother were screaming and things being knocked about, we lived in a tenement building in Scotland. You could hear everything.
Yeah.
I mean, the walls are thick, but, if you're living up the close, you think when she walked out the next day, I'd be with my mother sometimes. This is the thing I always remember. She'd have a black eye, and the neighbor would have to say something because you couldn't. I mean, she walked, no matter what she did to hide it, it was obvious. And she'd say stupid things like, oh, I stood on the brush and it came back and hit me in the eye. And I'd opened the door and something fell, and I'd stand there absolutely in the darkest, deepest shame because I knew we were hiding the truth, and they knew.
And they knew.
But I learned to hide. You said clever.
Yeah.
It's something I learned to do.
Absolutely.
And my mother always said, whatever goes in this house, you do not talk about it outside.
Right. Wow. I mean, they talk a lot about, I hear a lot about it. It's kind of like, when they think about alcoholism or addiction, it's like, is it nature? Is it nurture? Like, is it kind of genetic? Or is it
family?
Learned behavior?
Is it a family illness?
Is it a family illness?
It's a family illness.
I agree.
I know.
I think
From my
I
experience.
think it's all of the above.
Agree.
I think
Agreed.
it's all of the above. And
Agreed.
do you think you inherited patterns from your upbringing when you look at it? I mean, it sounds like you've already told me you have.
A lot. And I've changed.
Yeah.
And that's the marvelous thing for anyone who is thinking, I may be an alcoholic, and they're hearing this. If you're thinking you are, you can go to a meeting. You don't have to speak. It's unbelievable that now that I know about the help that's out there for us suffering quietly or not quietly.
Yeah.
You can listen and just, who was it said? Maybe it was my sister. Listen to the similarities when you go to your first meeting, not the differences. Because you go, oh yeah, well they're like that. I'm not like that, so I'm not like them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There are different types of alcoholics. I was I was a highly functioning alcoholic.
Yeah.
That's why people like Elton and my son and people who really were close to me. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You're an alcoholic. In fact, someone who works for Elton pulled me aside at one of his houses. I think it was in France, and he said, "Lou, can I have a word with you?" I said, "Sure." George was his name. "Lou, you're not one of you're. I said, "But I am, George." He said, "I've known you for 30 years. I've been serving you drinks. I've never had to pick you off the floor. I've never had to talk about your bad behavior. I've never seen it."
Yeah.
I said, "I suppose it was good, but it was not helpful."
Yeah.
To be clever and hide it.
To be secretive with it.
But it's timing.
Yeah.
So also, again, I would say to anyone who has got a thought about it, or anyone who thinks complaining about someone they know is an alcoholic, they'll only get help and they'll only ask for help. We only ask for help, and we only go into recovery because the timing is right.
Yeah.
It's all about timing in your life.
Absolutely.
I mean, I know that because of Shout and changing my whole life. But because I have managed to address this and be like I feel a lot of young people are today. I didn't finish what I meant about young people. They want to talk about things. They talk about their feelings. We didn't talk about feelings. I mean, I had feelings, Nobody ever said, how do you feel? I would have been shocked if my mum would have said, how do you feel, honey? I'd have gone. And I remember when I went to a meeting or went into therapy or something, and somebody said, so I want you all just to go around the room and we're going to ask you to just give me your name and tell me how you feel.
Yeah.
I go,
oh, God.
I don't know how I feel. And then I learned too, which was miraculous, that I can feel a lot of things at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I can be happy, but I can have some sadness.
Yeah.
I can be a little bit annoyed at something, so I can be angry about something, but I don't have to act out on the anger now, I've learned.
Yeah.
Because I think I was angry all my life.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where shout comes from. Ultimately, when you're an addict, you can't talk about everyone, but me as an addict, I felt I was never good enough.
You know that feeling when you wake up and it's like you've slept, but you're still knackered? Well, I used to blame the kids, the late nights, my busy schedule, basically everything but what I was actually sleeping on, my mattress. Turns out that was a problem all along. When you're trying to rebuild yourself as a husband, a dad, a mate, whatever, you learn that good sleep isn't just a luxury, it's what you need to fill those roles. So over at On The Mend, my podcast, we switched to Simbra hybrid mattress. We chose this mattress as we learned the hybrid layers adapt to your body, keep you cool and give you proper support. All of this helps so much when you're waking up refreshed and you're not dragging yourself through the day. So you can become a better version of yourself through the power of sleep. Simba's won over 100 sleep awards and 6 Which Awards. Best buys, and I get why. You get over a 200-night free trial, a 10-year guarantee, and flexible finance options. So there really isn't a risk, and you'll get to see how amazing you really, really sleep. Honestly, it's amazing how much better life feels when you're well rested. Head to simbasleep.com/on the mend and give yourself the rest you deserve.
I felt I wasn't lovable. And so having success doing the thing that I loved most was like a miracle.
Yeah.
So I love Lulu, and I love the fact that I've been able to have a platform to do what I love. But then there's the other side that I sort of didn't want people to see was that I have many characteristics.
Yeah.
And I couldn't talk about them freely. I think young people talk about their feelings and stuff today. I mean, a lot of people overshare.
Yeah.
You go, oh, yeah. Yeah, very. But it's better.
Yeah,
it's
much
better
better.
than keeping it, because that's when you have a feeling, you don't want the feeling. Give me a drink.
Yeah.
Give me a drink, or whatever your drug of choice is.
Yeah. I can relate so much to that because I feel like for me, like people liked Matt from Busted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I love Busted. Oh God.
Yeah, but they liked that guy.
Shit hot.
And he was this guy.
Yes, you were.
But I wasn't really that guy.
Well, part of you maybe.
Yeah, well, exactly. A very heightened version of myself, but secretly I was like, but I don't really like the real guy. Do you mean I hate this guy?
We're talking the same story.
Exactly, same story.
If you knew me, you wouldn't have liked me.
Exactly. So I have to pretend to be this guy, and unfortunately this guy gets really carried away, because he's hiding from this guy. It's such a fucking weird mentality. It's just like,
Well, I mean, I don't know what your childhood was like.
Yeah.
But
it sounds very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, very similar.
And everything, we are very much a product of our childhood.
Like, did you notice when there was a shift from social to secret? Like, did you notice that shift?
I could say late 40s or 40s,
Right.
50s maybe.
Yeah.
The 50s, it definitely was.
Yeah.
In my 50s.
Yeah.
And
I mean, for Elton, who was one of your best friends, who was a kind of known guy in recovery.
I had so much shame. He would talk, God knows he says what he thinks.
Yeah.
He doesn't edit.
I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah.
And I love him for that.
Yeah.
And I kind of envied it and wanted to be more like that, but I couldn't ask for help.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how I discovered, how it came out.
Please do. Yeah.
It was my birthday, as I mentioned before,
Yeah.
the 3rd of November. I'm a Scorpio. And I made lunch for a few close people and family. And at the end of it, my niece and my nephew were living with me. My sister came with her other daughter. Everybody left and they stayed because her 2 kids were living in the house, right? So we're all having tea and we're all sitting around. And my niece Azalea said, talking about someone who I won't mention, whoa, he's just talking about drinking, talking about recovery, talking about my sister's a psychologist.
Yeah.
Talking about the deeper things, the deeper characteristics in people and how you live. I love to find out how did you get through that, and this is what this is. Hopefully,
absolutely.
Someone hears this and maybe think, oh, a light bulb's gone on. That's
absolutely.
me, and that maybe makes them not feel so desperately alone because I felt so alone.
Yeah.
But so we're at the lunch is over, having tea. My niece says, so-and-so is hanging on by his fingernails. And I got annoyed. And I just opened my big mouth and said, well, he's not the only one. And everyone went quiet. It was like 5 of us at the table. And I looked at my sister and she looked at me with this. She's so gorgeous, my sister, smart, sings her ass off. She comes on tour with me as well as being a psychologist.
Yeah.
And she looked at me very kindly and she said, I know. And I've known for some time. It was like a shock. And at the same time, it was as if the angels were all singing, and the sky was opening and I was going to heaven.
Yeah.
It was like the door had opened.
She'd been waiting for you to open that door. Yeah.
She knew.
Yeah.
The only thing to do was to wait till I needed to get honest and maybe ask for help. So I looked at her and I said to her, I should go to rehab, right? She went, I think so. I was there the next day.
Wow.
I was just waiting for that moment. I would lie on the floor, prostrate, crying, God, help me, help me, help me.
Yeah.
I cannot help myself. And it took some time.
Yeah.
But the time came when I was sick and tired of it. And I'd had enough. And then the door opened. That little conversation. I was in rehab the next day. And I was rebooted, relit.
Yeah.
And I mean, it is the sweetest thing. So I did all the work. I loved doing the work.
Yeah.
I loved doing the work. And it doesn't mean to say that your life is happy, clappy, fixed, nothing terrible happens. Shit hits the fan in life.
Yeah.
But now I have tools to deal with them.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of them because I would be confused and worried that I couldn't sort something out.
Yeah.
And I reach out and ask people for help. It's like being given a new life to put the drink down and know it's an illness and know you cannot fuck around with this.
Yeah.
You have one drink and you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some people do.
Yeah.
I've lost so many friends. So what it did was it changed my life for the better. I got a new life.
When you came out of rehab and you were kind of like this revitalized new version of you, right? And you're like, right, okay, I'm
full of hope.
Full of hope. How did people react to that? Did people around you?
Well, I was very I don't want to say secretive, but I've got that part of me, obviously. Yeah. It's embedded in me. I was trained.
Yeah.
And I watched my parents be that.
Yeah.
Well, those who know me, those close, were like, this is fabulous. This is so good. And I came out, like jumping for joy.
Yeah.
And they talk about when you actually go into recovery and you join the fellowship and you do the meetings. I think for 2 years, I did 3 years maybe, if not 1 meeting every day. I did 2 meetings every day because I was soaking it up. I loved it.
Yeah.
I found my tribe.
Yeah.
I didn't feel alone.
Yeah, man.
People said things that actually some things were worse than anything I could ever have done.
Yeah.
But, you went, oh, my God, how great you could talk about this and you're not doing this anymore, whatever it would be.
Yeah.
And my story I always thought was really, I would go home and I'd hide the bottle and I'd do the things that alcoholics do. My niece found out one day. She said, I just opened this bottle. She said, it doesn't even smell like alcohol. It's actually, I think it's water. She said, it's my cleaner.
Yeah.
One woman got a bad rap.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that's fine. A lot of people have that problem. But you're so out of it, able to go to bed, able to function, able to fall on the bed, take the makeup off, fall on the bed, put the alarm on, get up and go to work the next day.
Yeah.
But while you're in that thing of putting the water in the wine bottle, who are you kidding?
Yeah, man.
But people would never think it was me.
Yeah.
So those who I shared with, and they would base, most would be friends that would be the ones in recovery, who I'd been hanging with for years and decades.
Yeah.
I mean, how could I do that?
Yeah.
I mean, they've all, you are insane. How could you do that? We didn't get it at all. We just think you like to drink sometimes. Oh, yeah, Lou's slightly over the head. But not obvious she needs help.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I remember the first time that I went to any kind of meeting situation, right? I was in rehab and they had one that evening.
Yes.
And I went there and there was a guest speaker speaking. He started to talk about like what he did hiding alcohol and drugs, like hiding his using. And I was like, whoa, don't say this stuff.
Yeah. Don't tell them what I did.
Don't tell them, fucking shut up. Like, do you know what I mean? I felt like, don't tell anyone the secrets. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got loads of them and I don't want to have to, do you know what I mean? It was so,
too soon, too quick.
And then to actually tell people and then not to be so surprised or judgmental, but to actually
nobody even looks at you funny. They don't even listen to you because they're thinking about themselves.
Exactly. It was so freeing.
So freeing. And then, you get a sponsor.
Yeah.
And they say that, it's important to have a sponsor who is like your buddy.
Yeah.
And it's not really a buddy. It's someone who has experience.
Absolutely.
And you have, what they advise you, how do you choose this? How do you know who is sponsor?
Yeah.
Probably the best way is to listen to someone in a meeting, sharing their story honestly, simply, and they're still light. So anyone who thinks that they have an issue, go to a meeting. Just go to a meeting. They call them open meetings. You go there, you can say, no, I'm not going to speak. And you just don't speak, you listen. And that's how I chose my sponsor.
Yeah.
She spoke and they suggest that I like all the suggestions. They call them suggestions. And I would say, I like to be told what to do right now because I don't know what to do. So just tell me what to do, I'll do it, and I'll see how it fits.
Yeah.
But it's suggestions. The suggestion to find a sponsor is you listen to someone and you think, I want what she's got.
That's exactly what it was for me. And I couldn't even tell you what that was.
No, neither could I now.
Like, I was like, when I looked at the
I still have the same sponsor though.
Yeah. What?
I still have
Amazing. I looked at him and I was just like, you got something I want.
I want to be like that.
I don't even know what that is.
I want to be like that.
I want to
whatever
feel like
that is.
however you're feeling, I need to feel a bit like that.
Yeah, look at you. You've got, it's the hope.
Yeah.
It's that it's very painful to be an alcoholic.
Also, it was a bit of a lack of shame that I'd never felt. I'd always felt shame. I'd always felt such secretive and shame and like.
And I'm a bad person.
I'm a bad person. And if you knew me, you'd hate me, And this person didn't have all that. But I heard them speak and I was like, you've done the same awful shit that I've done, sometimes worse. But you don't have any of this. How the fuck do I do that?
And you've come through it and you're still, it's like there's a kind of a, not in everybody, because individuals we're all different.
Yeah.
There's some people you listen to and they're very much a curmudgeon, they talk like that. And then there's some who are just light. And there's the ones who, vacillate from one to the other. It's just different. It's the world inside the room. What you find out in the world, you find them in the rooms. And you might not like everybody in the room, but you kind of respect where they've come from and where they are today.
Absolutely. I think you meet such an array of amazing people.
Fascinating. All walks of life.
Yeah, there's something about some
lords, women, people have titles, sort of talk like that, But you can talk right at them. You don't have to just talk about the weather. You talk exactly how you were feeling and what shit was going on yesterday and how you got through it, and you're so glad. Thank God I'm here. And you're like best friends.
Do you know, I think you just made me think of something. Why I can't fucking stand small talk, right? And I've always been so shit at it.
I've always done it, and I've always disliked it.
What I love about recovery is there is none of that surface level bullshit. It's like, how you doing? No, fuck off. How are you doing? There's something about people that have been through something which make the most interesting characters. It's not to say everyone. I hope bad things happen to people
so that they can learn.
So they can learn.
But generally, it works.
Generally, it fucking works really well.
If you've had a tough time,
you
If you come through it, you've learned something.
Absolutely. And there's something about these people. Like, I mean, I admire so many of them, and I listen to their story. I'm just like, wow, man, like that's really, and there's something about you. Do you mean that happens along that way that you can't learn any other way? You know what I mean? You just can't learn it.
And that's why I've taken so long to talk about it.
Yeah.
I can only talk about my own experience.
Yeah.
What I've seen, what I've heard, what's happened to me, how I've dealt with it, and how I'm now going forward in my life.
Yeah.
And I've learned that, you know. So if I'd have come out of rehab and started to, announce in the press that I'm in recovery, I'd have been asked I've been interviewed, and I'd have maybe said yes to them or tried to run away from it. I don't know. But I made a conscious decision not to, share like Amy did.
Yeah.
Everybody wants me to go to rehab, and I said no. Not the same situation, thank God.
Yeah.
I came through it, and God bless her. She paid the price for not recovering. And that's just somebody's journey, God bless her. But I thought, there's so much, it's now talked about, but I am not ready. I am not ready.
Yeah.
And so now I talk about and I can speak about it with experience. I was on a TV show with a very nice, very handsome doctor, GP, and he was telling people were calling in about drinking and their family and what do they do and asking for advice. And he was very, very good, but he would most of the time tell them to go see their GP. I thought, why?
Yeah.
GPs are not the people who understand addiction.
Yeah.
Not really. They're gifts, and they've studied another kind of health.
Yeah.
Mental health is very specific, and that's I now have a trust, Lulu's mental health charity, because I now know I've had my issues. I have them, and my whole family for generations have had mental health issues, and that's partly why all the confusion about shame or not feeling good enough or misunderstanding or what do you say when you decide someone you judge them?
Yeah.
You declare this is whatever I imagined I am. I wasn't just that. I was more than someone who was drinking. And why was I drinking? Find out about it. And as I said before, you don't get a fix. It's something you have to work at. But if you want it, you can get it. It's out there. There are choices we can make now.
Yeah.
I mean, my father didn't know. I don't. My father didn't have anyone who'd been in recovery who said to him, Eddie, this fighting and this stuff that's going on with these kids screaming and crying and putting the wardrobes up against the door because you're beating the door down, that's a part of you that's mad.
Ever feel like you're burning the candle at every end? That was me on tour, back-to-back shows, brutal travel, barely any recovery time. And let's face it, I'm not 25 anymore. I mean, my body was like, mate, what are you doing? So before the next leg, I switched things up and started taking Vitals by Heights. Just 2 capsules a day, packed with 20 essential nutrients for brain and body, omega-3s, B vitamins, D3, all the good stuff. I mean, Heights has massively transformed the way I tour. I used to have trouble sleeping, not be able to fall asleep, be wide awake for hours, or fall asleep, wake up in the middle of the night, not be able to get back to sleep, then have to do a whole new day the next day, feeling pretty groggy. Vitals has changed that for me. This isn't some gimmick brand either. Heights is formulated by doctors, backed by science, and trusted by elite performers. There are literally thousands of 5-star reviews to go along with it, right? If you want to simplify your routine and feel your best, head to heights.com/OTM and use the code OTM20 for 20% off your first subscription. Trust me, you'll feel the difference.
But that isn't all of you. And I have come through that. No one was ever able to tell him.
It's like what you said earlier on, look for the similarities rather than the differences, which I found really hard at the beginning.
Yes.
I was just kind of trying to look for the differences so I could
well,
get out of the room.
Of course, you don't want to really be...
Yeah. But then I started to look at the similarities. I'm like, I understand what they're saying. All those sayings you see on the wall start to make more sense. You're like, fuck, you got me.
Yeah.
So you got
and I don't like to be a member of a club. I don't really like to be a member of a club. But this is one club I'm very happy to be part of because it has changed my perception.
Yeah.
And, along with my meditation, it goes parallel.
Yeah.
Because I have a spiritual path that I follow because I have a guru, I mentioned.
Yeah.
And it just goes parallel.
Yeah.
It doesn't contradict.
Amazing.
So I think I'm one of the luckiest people in the world because I can still even do music.
Yeah.
I'm doing an album right now.
Amazing. Do you fear relapse?
No.
No.
Well, I have a healthy
Yeah.
fear of relapse, but I don't go around thinking, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have maybe a sort of an understanding that it could happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I think many times when I'm with people who are drinking really good wine, which you develop a taste for, the good things in life.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've had many experiences where I've thought, wish that was me. I've had a couple of times when I've thought, this is so delicious, this food. I would love that white wine with this. But, I know where I go when I have that.
Yeah.
And the price I have to pay is like cutting off your arm just there.
Yeah.
I can't use my arm. I can't use my. And then maybe I'd just collapse. I would. It'd be the end of me.
Yeah.
When I called my son and said, I'm going to rehab, and you sure, Mama? You sure? Who have you talked to? I'm sure. Okay, Mom, I love you, and I'm here for you. I'm here for you.
Ugh.
He didn't know what else to do. And then, down the line, we went to therapy together, and he told me the things that were difficult for him as a child. Not that I was a drinker. Never that.
Right.
It's that I wasn't quite there for him.
Yeah.
I was in my own crazy head.
Yeah.
And this is a dangerous place to go. You hear that in the rooms,
absolutely.
Don't go there on your own. It's very dangerous.
Yeah,
sit and talk to somebody about what's going on in there.
Never go inside there without an adult present.
That's the other thing. I don't think I've become an adult.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry you didn't fix that. But I can go there.
We do a segment on the men called Music to Men By. And I want to ask you two questions, if that's all right.
Oh, yeah.
So this is, listeners get involved in this. They send us their Music to Men By as well. I'm going to ask you two questions of songs. One song that connects to your inner child. Anything that pops to your brain. It could be something that reminds you of being a kid or something that was around when you were a kid, something that connects to your inner child.
Well, I was like, what song? And I'm going to say some funny little song that my mother used to sing. Because my parents would sing to us all the time.
Yeah.
My mother wasn't as good as my father, and we used to argue with her. She said, Mummy, you can shut up. You can be quiet. We've listened to you enough. Dad, give us a song.
That sounds like my household.
My father was the singer.
Yeah. I love you, babe, but stop
and
singing.
He had a big voice. We all had big voices.
Yeah.
So, but my mother used to sing a song, and she'd look at us, and from Babies.
Yeah.
Babies. Who do you know in heaven that makes you the angel you are? Who do you see, I wonder, that makes you just the cutest little charmer by far? Where did you get those good looks, those eyes that gleam like the stars? They say they made the sun shine only twice. In your eyes, it's paradise. So tell me, darling, tell me, who do you know in heaven that makes you the angel you are?
Yes!
Best
song we've ever had. Absolute hands down.
I don't think about that song.
Oh my God,
yeah.
That's what happens into your brain. That's so fucking wonderful, isn't it? That's amazing. The next song I'm going to ask you for is a song that connects to where you are presently, like where you are presently today.
Anything Bruno Mars can sing.
Great.
Make me feel like that.
Amazing. Fantastic.
I don't know. I can't even think of it. Think a grenade for us. Something up now. Yeah. In fact, we're writing, and I keep saying to my brother, think Bruno Mars, because when and it's not to say that we're going to write anything as good as Bruno Mars does, but it's a feel,
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like when I was married to Morris Gibb, that's what the Bee Gees would do.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Bee Gees would say, let's write the next Beach Boys.
Yeah.
And it would sound like a Bee Gees song.
Yeah.
But it would put them in the right position, the right genre, obviously, and they would write, next thing you'd be having, I just gotta get a message to you.
Got you.
I mean, my brother and I would be like,
They're
do you
doing
do
this. Yeah, absolutely.
how do you do it?
Yeah.
I said that to Barry, who I love deeply. How?
Yeah.
Where's
it
how
come
does
from?
how does that happen? He said, I don't know, I'm just a channel. He says, I think
Yeah.
a channel. And I believe that.
Yeah,
He's a channel for some very high power that gives him, the wherefore and the why and the how to do it. And also he gave Billy and I, he said, always have 3 hooks in every song. I mean, it could be the guitar riff at the beginning, piano, the riff at the beginning.
Yeah.
It could be the chorus and something else, 3 things.
Yeah. Right. Wow.
Write that down.
I'm literally putting that in my phone.
Yeah. It's a good. I mean, you got to be able to do it. Though,
Yeah. He's saying you're
and it's torturous doing it. Or it just happens.
Yeah.
And with them, it just happened.
Lulu, I cannot thank you enough. I mean, you've been a delight. And I think your message is so strong that I think anyone listening is going to get so much power from it. Thank you so much.
I'm really glad to talk about it
to
anybody. This is just, your service. You have to.
Absolutely.
And now I realize I have to talk about it because I've admired hearing so many people like yourself share their pain.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned before, I just want to. I'll be honest with you. I just want to know God.
Yeah.
I really want to be connected
to
God, which is connected to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. Because I always felt disconnected.
Mm.
And this is what my spiritual path does, my meditation, my studies, like I listen to the Bhagavad Gita every single night. Bhagavad Gita is it's one of the most revered. It's a tome. It's a thick book, but there's a very nice the guy called, what's his name, Iswaran. I'll have to find his name.
Yeah.
And it's for everyday living, and I listen to that.
Wow.
And it's about what you need to do in life. Really, your main purpose is to serve.
Yeah.
It's to serve.
Well, that's what this podcast is all about. This
is
for
what
me
you're
is
doing.
the 12 step. It's this.
What you're doing.
We carry the message to the struggling.
God bless you. This is what you're doing.
Well, that's what you're doing.
You're
as well
letting
today.
you're
I
letting
love you
people
for it.
hear, your vulnerable side, and that's what I've gotten to the point. It's taken me a long time to let people in because I keep people away.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, I want to come one day. Actually, I want you to do my podcast when we get back on the air, and I'm going to ask you the questions because I want to know your story.
Great, love to.
The details, as many as you would share.
Yeah, I'd love to.
And I absolutely love your wife.
Oh, good. Oh, she loves you too.
I love her. And every time I bump into her.
Can I tell you something? She was blown away when you recognised her in Ibiza.
She was.
She's like, Lulu, come on to me. That's amazing.
First of all, how would you not recognise her?
Yeah, but she was very excited that you even know who she is. She's blown away.
And she's so beautiful. And I think she's also got great style.
Yeah. Yeah, she knows.
And if you come from Glasgow, that's probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
Have you got any style? It's got any style. She's got great style.
Okay, so I've got your book here, and there's what I love is these pictures in the middle.
There's a couple of pictures in there.
They're so amazing, and they really kind of like, I would just want to hear a little bit more about them if that's possible.
Sure.
So can we look at some of these pictures?
Yeah.
So what's this one here?
I mean, that's me. Can you believe
That's
me?
You.
Can you believe? I didn't
even know which
see
one was you. I
myself.
thought you were in the middle.
No, that's my sister Edwina.
Oh,
That's my
really?
brother Billy. Gordon was younger, so he wasn't even born then.
Right.
But
So that's you there.
Me. Look at that hair. I've got
wow.
slapped the hair with some kind of cream and smacked it against my wee fat face. And I thought, what do I look like now? I don't even look like me. I thought
so
it was
cute.
the bee's knees with that dress.
And this is you performing Shout on television.
And that's the very, very start of Shout, because when it came out, it was instantly a success, and I was just 15.
So were you 15 years old?
Thrown in at the deep end.
I mean, I can't imagine that being like. I mean,
I didn't know what was happening.
I started the band when I was 15,
You did. So there you go.
But we didn't do anything till I was 19. You know,
Oh,
so
you
like
had 4 years. That
4 years of
flies.
it flew like this. But like there was a lot of kind of like I don't know how I would have dealt with it. It was 15.
Yeah, I was doing gigs way before then.
Really, wow.
Oh yeah, in Scotland, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
With the band.
And then as we move on, I mean, there's you here,
Oh,
right?
well, that's the cat. I call me the cat that got the cream because I only liked American music. I never liked British music. I always thought it was pale, insignificant, and copied the Americans and didn't do such a great job. Sometimes it would, but most of the time it was just blah. To me, that's my thing. So I was all about America. And
along came these boys.
Until the Beatles, because I was a teenager, like every other teenager in the world, especially the girls with the hormones raging. And I had pictures on the ceiling all over there. Then I get to work with them. They say they love Shout. They gave me a leg up. I mean, by just saying, because if they said they liked licorice, you couldn't buy licorice. The world had run out of licorice because everybody wanted to eat licorice because the Beatles were eating it. I think they did it with jelly babies, actually. So there am I get to meet them, and I'm sitting in between them, and I'm thinking, oh, it's John Lennon, it's Paul McCartney.
That's so funny.
Yeah, and I hung with them, I worked with them.
Yeah. And they covered Shout.
I was out of my body the whole time.
You know, and they did a great
They
cover
did.
of
They did.
Shout.
And that was them saying, "This is a good idea."
Absolutely.
And I remember somebody said, Bowie, David said, he thought, what? How could get over? He couldn't get over it because, like you would, he liked the Isley Brothers version of Shout, who wrote it.
Yeah.
And who could do a version of Shout and get away with it? And he said he liked that better. Mine
really
better.
great.
So he's a fan from Shout,
Amazing. But as we go on, we've got so many great photos here. I mean, look at this one.
What about Jimmy? What about Jimi Hendrix?
Let's go to Jimmy.
I mean, hello. That's me.
come
That's when
on.
I smoked. I was trying to be grown up. And we were getting some sort of award from some music. And then he was on my show. And, I mean, he was the sweetest guy. So that's kind of like a moment, you know?
Yeah. You look like having a really deep chat here. How old are you here?
I don't know what we're talking, but he was a really nice guy. And he was deep.
Yeah.
Jimmy was deep.
Yeah.
And pretty serious.
Yeah.
And just very gentlemanly, because he came from the South.
Yeah.
Ma'am, he'd call people.
Really? Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, were you like, how did you feel in moments like this? Were you getting used to meeting
Who the hell
such
knew?
big
You're
stars?
asking me how I felt? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I wasn't even in my body. I was
Yeah.
I tried to be cool. Like, this happens all the time. And it did happen all the time. But I don't know how I dealt with it.
Yeah. I mean, it's miraculous.
I wasn't
isn't it?
exactly present.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many amazing photos here.
I think what's cute, too, is that I'm there with with Paul. I mean, Sidney Poitier.
Oh, my God,
I
man.
mean, Jesus, that movie, it was
Changed
the biggest
cinema.
thing around the world, and it didn't mean a thing here.
Yeah.
And it was #1 in America, and he was the coolest dude on the planet. And, people like Denzel Washington wanted to meet me because I'd worked with Sidney Poitier, because all the black actors, he was the benchmark. Yeah. There's Morris.
Yeah.
So I married a Bee Gee, for God's sake. And then there's David Bowie. So I worked with David Bowie. Elton John. There's me and Morris on that. But what I wanted to get to, and Elton, I have to just say, he's the man. He is the man.
Yeah.
He calls at least once a week.
Does
I haven't
he?
seen him. How's it going? Anything? And if I go, hi, he goes, you're blue, what's going on? That picture's there is with my son, Jordan, at the Palace getting my, did I get an MBE first, an OBE second, or the other way around? I don't know what I got. I got 2 fabulous things.
They're both pretty fucking rad.
I mean, it kind of, that's my wee sister. That's my wee dog.
Hey.
And there's me on Ab Fab, the film.
Love it.
That's me at the stadium in 2019 with Take That.
Wow.
But look at this. This is what makes me laugh. So this is this year. I'm with Rod at Glasgow this year, and we had a ball. But that's me with Macca. Paul called and asked if I'd do some VVs. And I chose that because I thought, put that last and put the other one.
At the beginning.
He's still here. I'm still here. And, I used to think he was God. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he said, hey, Lou, would you fancy coming to Abbey Road? whatever's happening that day, it will be cancelled. Everyone will have to be told, I'm going to see Paul McCartney.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. I mean, what a life, man. What a life.
And what's at the bottom there? I don't
There's
know.
you.
It's with
There's you
Rod,
with
and that's
Rod
just me doing a
at
gig.
Glastonbury. There's
Yeah.
you playing to fucking shitloads of people. Love it. Lulu, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love it. Everyone, check out the book. It's out now. Lulu, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, once again, if you've been affected by anything you've heard in today's episode, we have very trusted places and resources you can check out in the show notes. And I thank you so much for listening. I hope you got something out today. I got loads out of it. I'm sure you will too.
I just hope somebody I wrote the book, I thought, one person says, okay, now I'm going to go check these meetings.
Yeah. Woof. That's good enough. That's good enough. Thank you very much.